Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, you probably recognise the map that's down below because you have already got it on your system. Yes, it's one of those vanilla maps, but this is the remastered version by the creator who's going through remastering all of them. Now, it is Friday. Today's map was voted in by the BonBonB buddies over on Patreon. Thank you very much, buddies. I am so glad you pulled this one out today because, well, now that I've had a closer look at it, now, I'm not saying that the creator doesn't normally do a good job on remastering the maps, but they have done an exceptional job here. The balance between being overworked and underworked and just the gameplay flow just looks absolutely spot on. A really good job, well done, and what does that sort of thing normally deserve? That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Shady Strands Remastered, a mass transit map by Zack Otto 117. So let's have a little look at the start square. Well, you probably recognise this, the road coming in from both sides of the river running through the middle. No big surprises. There's your terrain heights, obviously cleaned up, less bumpy and more playable. And then the resources look like this, again stronger, more focused, more zoned. Field painting, but field painting in large chunks, again very usable. If you have Sunset Harbour, you have all of the options, including tuna in 2 locations. The strongest tuna map I think I've seen. And then off to the workshop. What do you need? Well, it is a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. The clue is in the name. And we've got a short description. We'll be using the Oklahoma summer theme made by Zack Spartan themselves, and I forgot to change the LUT, so where we'd normally be using the realistic 1.2, we actually have the relight average, and I will switch it correctly tomorrow. I've no idea what tomorrow's map requires. If it requires relight average, I'll stick with relight average, but I'm expecting to have to switch it to probably realistic 1.2 or something more suited to whatever the map requires. Anyway, long story very short, we are down at ground level. Does this look good? This doesn't look vanilla. This doesn't look vanilla. Remember, no custom assets here. These are the vanilla trees and vanilla everything. Now, there's not much wrong with this map at all. It is very nicely balanced. It is very cleanly detailed to a decent standard. I'm going to have 1 or 2 observations, basically, with today's map, and that's it. Nothing that I'm going to crack down on heavily. I mean, 1 gram. Oh, the big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge, and that's a big old bridge. There is a shipping route going through the middle there, but it's not a one that's going to see heavy shipping going through it unless you put a harbour up there. So yes, there's going to be 1 or 2 observations, like these rocks dotted around in the environment. I don't mind them so much, but there is a couple in the start square that I feel the start square could have done without, because all you're going to be doing is deleting them. They don't really add any design function to the start square. But like I say, if they're not scattered in the start square, there's maybe 3 or 4 in the entire tile. So again, it's not a big problem, but I would have done without them in the start square. I just would have ignored them completely. I don't mind them dotted elsewhere around the map because it just adds a little bit of interest and detail. Now there's a big old rock in the middle of the road here, and so what we're going to do here is just want to focus on a couple of little things around this area before we get into the actual meat of the map. None of these things are big problems for me, but I'm just going to point them out anyway. First of all, you'll notice along the edge of the map, the theme has got a little bit of glitching along the ruined part of the road there, and that's the alpha channel. I blame the theme maker, who is also the map maker. Slight bit of encroaching foliage there from the vanilla rock, although it's not really on the highway, so it's not a huge problem in itself either. Again, like I say, not really complaining too much about any of these things. And if we pull back far enough here, you'll see we get a little bit of blue mantle. There we go, a little pops in there. Let me show you with the cursor in case you can't see it. So you might get where the roads have been pushed to the stress point. If you're doing a screenshot from further back, you might get a little bit of blue mantle, possibly. Anyway, the highway carries on and off, and we'll catch up with that highway in a few minutes' time because it joins up with the rail. So we'll follow the highway with the rail in a little while. Meanwhile, we are in the start square. You'll see here, again, a little bit of stress lines there where the roads join in with the highway. But other than that, yeah, a little bit glitching along. I'm more concerned by the glitching of the alpha channel on the ruining there. And I see a few of those rocks in the start square, but it is a nice start square, isn't it? Do you think? Okay, down to today's assets of the day. Now, I probably haven't got the entire pack here, but I was pushed for time recording this one. This is the Japanese Suburban House 5 packs by NOB. 56,000. NOB 56,000 has produced a lovely set, and if there's more in the pack then I'm sorry, but that's all you're going to see today. Factoids, because factoids. James Cagney, I've heard of him, was born on this day, the 17th of July in 1899. Though he is most famous for his many gangster films, he started his life as a chorus girl. And his studio publicised his year of birth as 1904 in order to capitalise on his babyface Cagney. Chorus girl. Anyway, happy birthday, James Cagney, the late James Cagney. Anyway, lovely pack. Japanese Suburban House, 5 packs by Knob, 56,000. You were just waiting for me to say the word knob, weren't you? Oh, I just couldn't resist it. I held back and I held back. But that's their name. It's fairly real. And it's not too abusive, is it? Yeah, there's always going to be somebody who's going to be shocked by me using the word knob. But that's his name. It's short for Nobby, which is like short for Norbert. It's Norbert. It's fine. Like Richard is abbreviated to something which might upset some people. But I'm not going to go there. Okay. Not today, but I will. I will one day when Dick Whittington releases his own map. Anyway, highways coming together here, join themselves together very neatly, like the bishop's wife's legs, as we head across another perfect looking bridge here, and everything's clean and tidy. Everything's very, very clean and tidy. Highway runs through, it's on its own over here, it runs off to the edge of the map there, where it parts its legs, somewhat like the actress who knew the bishop. Okay, we could follow to the edge of the map there, but it's a bit boring from there on in, so let's have a look at the rail. The rail is clean and tidy, and about the only detailing error on the entire map that you can come down on. Forget about that encroaching foliage, it wasn't really on the road. Here, this is your biggest detailing error. Why? Why is this a detailing error? Well, quite obviously, yeah, we've got a hint, a little splash of blue mantle there. Just a little splash of it. Yeah, minor issue. That is technically speaking the worst thing on the entire map. And when I talk about technical, that you'll see some technical work later on, which we see occasionally, but again, it's being used to very good effect. A game mechanic being used to great effect to actually improve the game mechanics itself. So honestly, there's a lot built into this map that is... Blimey. There goes the space shuttle. I normally say I don't know if you can hear that. I know that you could hear that one. It actually rumbled. It actually rumbled the entire room. Anyway, we follow the rail over and across and through. And we'll join up now with the highway and head off towards the edge of the map. And so, yes, we're heading towards the 1000th show, which is going to be a mini break from the regular What's Map. Don't worry, there will be daily content on this channel, including some What Map specials, because you've got to have your What's Map specials. You're still going to be seeing 6 maps a week. Yeah. But I'm going to put in something a little bit entertaining as well. If you're not interested in it, then don't watch it. But I highly recommend you do, because it's about the most fun I've had gaming in the longest time. So do join me for that one. But that's a couple of weeks away. And, well, we've still got another 10 maps to go, something like that. I've lost, what map number are we now? We've still got a few maps to go before we can get to that intermission. Oh, speaking of intermissions... We've got one right now.
Do your bridges look like the game's AI has gone on holiday? Would you like vanilla bridges to be proud of? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Perfect Bridges by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
And so back to Shady Strands Remastered, a mass transit map by Sandlight Spartan 117. Shipping routes, we have this one that goes into that bay there, which is fine and lovely. Then we have one over here that goes left and goes off into that river that runs through it, and I was very worried about that, you know. This is the shipping route that goes up under the big old bridge. You can see it doesn't actually go anywhere. But I was really worried about this shipping route here. But I was saying, please don't go up the river. Please don't go up the... It didn't. I was so happy about that. And then over here, we've got shipping routes over here. It goes 3 ways. One over that way, one over that way, and one off the edge of the map to our right. Now, water flow, with edge of map water flow in that river is going to be a little bit slow, possibly still in the actual river itself. But look, we've got really strong water flow going down through the river, through the start square. Now, how on earth did Sandlight Spartan manage to force the water through? And the answer is not with extra spawn points. Oh, no, 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 no. By doing a dam, a seawall around the outside of the map, so we have no edge of map water flow over here, so no water can pour off the edge of the map here. But what we have over here is a little inlet which allows all the ships to come in. Very neat. And that is the only place the water can come in from this side. It evaporates over this side, and then on this side over here, this is where all the water's coming in. The edge of the map water is pushing in from here, and it's just really very cleanly and tidily done indeed. I think I've said that backwards, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It's clever work. In terms of terrain, I'm loving this island. Outside 25 tiles, so 81 tile players will really be able to enjoy that one. Loving the hill work. Not my favourite sort of cliff texturing, but I've seen cliffs that look exactly like this, so just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not realistic, so that is fine with me. Loving the forest work as well, considering it's 100% vanilla. Totally believable there as well. Got a little bit of raised area there, a little valley that you can work into, and the original castle work has been left in place. That is a brave move by Sandlight Spartan. What do I think of that castle? Well, I actually agree with Sandlight. I think it's interesting enough not to have been played with, so credit there. Another big old island over here, again, good for a builder's area. We have the Essential Lighthouse, so credit for that one. Credit for that one. And also a good sign of a good map is when the jetties are clipped into the environment, and that is clipped very neatly into the environment. Doesn't mean it's going to be a good map, but it's a good clue to a good map. And then we've just got this area over here, which has got a really nice, pleasant building area around here. Gotta say, do like that as well. The balance is very... They've taken the original map and just balanced it beautifully. But what do you think of it? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button in the top right hand corner of your screen now. It'll take you across to the voting page where you can vote in using a whole manner of logins. Okay, let's have a look at what I think of today's map. Aesthetically, I really quite like this one. It just doesn't feel like a 5-star map for me. I'm not a fan of those cliff textures, the way that they merge with the grass, but I don't hate them in any way. I still think it's a very strong 4 stars. Detailing on the whole is very strong indeed. It doesn't ever feel like it's being taken to the very top level, but it is a high level for detail. And even the little hint of and the slight glitching and stuff. No, 4 stars. Gameplay potential. I've spent ages trying to justify any reason not to give this 5 stars for gameplay. I've spent ages. I can't think of any reason why I shouldn't. So therefore I've got to. It's 5 stars for gameplay potential. Shady Strands Remastered, a mass transit map by Sandlight Spartan 117. Gets the BonBonB seal of approval. That is how you remaster a map. It looks like the original, it plays like the original, but it's cleaned up and it's more playable than the original, and it looks more pleasing than the original. It's just good work. Good work. And also good work to you if you're still here, because you are in the 20 and out elite. Keep it secret, but do use the word of the day in today's comments, where, well, you'll get noticed by other people who have made it to the 20 and out elite, and they too will nod approvingly at your use of the word. See you tomorrow.